Happy homecoming, everybody, and welcome back to the Spartan Pregame Show. We're getting you all set for today's game between the number 17 ranked Case Western Reserve University Spartans and the Bethany Bison. I'm Andrew Luftglass alongside Spartan head coach Greg Debeljak. And coach, I want to start by asking you about last week and Rob Kuda's performance. It was the Rob Kuda show, and I'm sure you're used to hearing about that. 5 touchdowns last week, 4 of them through the air, 1 of them on the ground. How early did you know he was dialed in?
I think right from the get-go, he was really throwing the ball well, and our plan was to attack them with deep routes, and he just attacked them with pinpoint accuracy. You know, they were open, and that, you know, deep routes are low percentage routes, and Rob, I think, completed 63% of those passes. Majority of them were down the field. So yeah, we knew right away that he was having a good day, so he's kept with the deep routes all day.
That was in a 35-14 victory over St. Vincent on the road. And not only was he throwing the deep ball well, he was spreading the ball around to different receivers. He used 4 different receivers in all 4 of his touchdown throws. How much fun is it for you guys on the sidelines and for the receivers when he's getting everybody involved?
Well, I think for the players, it's, you know, it keeps everybody involved in the game. It certainly wasn't by design. We had a couple of our guys that we like to match up in man routes, and Rob just, if they were covered, just went to his next progression and did a real nice job of just finding the open man. So yeah, it is good that everybody knows that they'll get a chance to get the ball. They're not just being a decoy.
You've had an interesting mix of receivers this year as well. Zach Hurd has emerged as a pretty strong deep threat, and on the short side of things, Aaron Aguilar has become less of a ball carrier out of the backfield, but he's slipped out and been a short passing option as a fullback. How has that kind of tandem manifested, and how has the dual threat helped your offense?
Well, I think a 2-back set helps in 2 ways. Number one, it makes the defense defend the run with Jacob Burke. You know, he's such a devastating runner. So that will give one-on-one opportunities on the outside, and that's what we're using Zach for. And he has such great speed, and you know, he is a tough matchup for anybody to guard on the deep stuff. And then it also gives you the opportunity to slip the fullback out in the flats, which we've done with Aaron, and he's caught the ball in the flats, and we've also wheeled him up the sideline. So it's a tough combination to stop, but it all starts with being able to run the football.
Let's flip over to the other side of the ball. Your defense is ranked 17th in all of Division III in terms of yards allowed per game, and you have 14 guys who have registered 10-plus tackles. What can you say about the depth on the defensive side of things?
Well, it's a senior-laden group, and that's the first thing that stands out. They really know what they're doing out there. They're just playing so fast and reacting so quickly to whatever they see because of the experience. They've seen it before. They're not guessing. You know, as a coach that's calling defenses, Coach Miller knows that even if we're not in the ideal defense, these guys will react and adjust. So that's, I think, being a senior-laden group is first and foremost, you know, what you're seeing and the reason for the productivity. And it really is amazing. It's just not the yardage. It's, I think, half of the possessions so far that we've defended are 3 and outs. That's an incredible stat. You know, our third down percentage is in the 20%. I mean, that is a tremendous. So they are getting us off the field and getting the ball back in the offense's hands.
And you've been disciplined on both sides of the ball, something that may have surprised you a little bit based on our pre-interview conversation, but you're 12th in all of Division III in penalty yards and in penalties on both sides of the ball, on offense and defense, 12th in penalties. How proud are you of your team's discipline so far?
We talk to our kids all the time. We might not be the fastest or strongest team on the field week in, week out, but we're always going to be the smartest. We take great pride in the way we play the game, both in execution and just in, you know, playing it the right way. So, and part of that is, you know, being penalty free. And I am a little surprised because you know, as a coach, you get upset with any penalty. So you're just striving for perfection. You're never going to reach perfection, but I think the emphasis that we put on as a coaching staff and that the kids are buying into it, it's an important part of the game. Penalties and turnovers usually decide the game.
Well, Coach, this is always a fun week with homecoming, and you have the Spartan Hall of Fame induction coming up after the game today and a whole bunch of festivities at halftime. How fun is homecoming for you and for the team?
I think I can only talk for me. it is great seeing all the former players back on campus. I've been here 17 years, and we're just starting to get into the era where a lot of our guys that we've coached since we've been here are going to be starting inducted into the Hall of Fame. David Calavig's going in this year. He's one of the best receivers we've ever had. But just we'll have 50 or 60 guys come back consistently for homecoming. And I guess that tells me that, we did something right when they were here. We've established a really nice culture and a family atmosphere, and they enjoy coming back and being around each other. And as a coach, I'd love to see all the guys back.
Well, homecoming festivities throughout the day, during halftime and after the ball game. Kickoff is right around the corner between Case and the Bethany Bison.